from the beginning of this, you got to ask yourself, okay, some people was also showing a video of them eating in their dining room factor, and one guy made a uh, assumption, whereas most of the friends was sitting on one side of the table while she sat by herself on the opposite side of the table. So I looked at that factor too, and I looked at a lot of information when it comes to the videos. So I've been, searching her videos. So the video I seen, where is the fight in the hotel room. So I'm basically going to kind of break this down. The guy that's standing behind the camera have the same voice, and I believe it was the same person that went on YouTube or Twitter or Instagram and basically made a confession, although he don't know he's making a confession. So when he asked her to fight back and she just said bluntly no, okay, the way someone comes at a fight is not with the hands held up in the air. When your hands is held up in the air, that means stop. You can see her slow movement, and although we're looking at the video and you're seeing basically the girl who's beating her up fighting at the pace that a fighter would fight at, but you do not see that with Miss Robinson. You see a moving slow target. So with that being said, I'm looking at the factor of people understanding what, if you are given something in your drink or in your food, what happens to the body when you are basically poisoned with substance. Substance could be any type of drug. In a given moment, in the immune system could take effect where it can slow you down, it can make you drowsy, it can basically stop you from being capable of fighting back because your system is not used to the drug. Okay, it don't seem like Miss Robinson was a drug addict because of the simple fact she elaborated in her life. And I'm gonna make two or three different pointers here, and I know people are not going to agree with me, but you got to look at this whole scenario of the picture. You have, I believe, three or four girls with three guys. Now, the whole scenario of this was a birthday. Okay, so we got to shut our eyes and just sit back and think. It was supposed to be a birthday. Who was the birthday boy? The birthday boy was the one that went on Instagram or Twitter and made the confession that he wasn't there. Although the voices was joined to the point that he was the one behind the camera. So it was his birthday. The villa was rented basically for him. Okay? Because it was his birthday. The whole point of this was the birthday. And to go down there to Mexico, which if you probably do a history search on her background, she's probably never been to Mexico. So, but if you do a history check on his background, he probably have been with other girls. Now, just imagine this, and this is just an imaginary theory, that the gentleman who did the video about he wasn't there and how he came in and she was laying on the couch with all this uh, abusive marks on her, and he sat by her, he went and grabbed a bag and came back and sit back her, rubbed her head. The bag is basically for her if she's vomiting. Okay, so I understand that a lot of young people nowadays call bag money. Very aware of that, but I don't think he's talking about money at this point in time because of the conversation. Now, if you had a point to make, at that point in time, he made his point when he said he sat by her, rubbed her head, and he went and grabbed the bag, okay, because they said that she was sick. Okay. So we know most gentlemen is not going to go grab a bag unless a person is, you know, vomiting or needs something to catch the liquid that's coming out the oral septum, which is the mouth. So on that point, I caught that, and then I said to myself, why is he on video trying to say that he wasn't there? Clearly, if you listen to the two voices, you would know that that was him. And that's the reason I referred in a comment. I said, you have to listen very closely. Then the concept of she wouldn't fight back, everybody, oh, she just couldn't fight back. No, she probably couldn't fight back because it's a difference from people taking drugs every day, whether it is some type of date rape drug or whatever it is, to compare to someone who has a pure immune system. When you have a pure immune system, you're not going to adjust to drugs in your system. It might make you drowsy, it might make you sick, it might even make you pass out. So think about this theory here. And it's only a theory, no evidence. And the theory would be, if I was your ex-boyfriend and you have moved on, but you still have love for the ex-boyfriend, that's the reason when his birthday came up, she was willing to serve the purpose of basically giving him the things he necessarily wanted, because of the simple fact that, she's still with him, but she's not with him. It's like a boy toy. So at that time, just think about how that man feels. You basically is using him for sexual purposes. That's about it. So just think about if this came down to his feelings. No, we can't get back together. She's telling him, and we can stay as we are because I got my future. I don't want to inconvenience my future. And he's the type of guy, maybe, that he wants the total assertion to be around him. So that couldn't work out as being a significant other. Okay? So just think about, we're looking at men now. We're looking at a boy who wants to be a man. Because if he was a man, you wouldn't have went on YouTube or Twitter and all this stuff and tried to confess. So just think about how he feels about this female, and he can't control her. So if you can't control her, I can humiliate you. Okay? So the plot, I believe, was humiliation. Okay? So I'm going to, because she trusts him. Obviously she trusts him. Because if you probably did a background check, like I said, she's never been to Mexico. He probably has. The villa that he got her to purchase with some similar money from his friends. And that's what people is not understanding. If you look at the whole picture, these are not her friends. That's why I call them muchas, because these are his friends. His friends became her friends. The only way that male friends become your friends is what? Intimate relationship. Exactly. So if I was in an intimate relationship, his friends would become my friends. But really, truly, are they my friends? No, they're his friends. So at this point in time, that's the reason I came to that conclusion, that they was moochers. Basically, they was his friends mooching off of her because she had him as a boy toy. So they came to this conclusion. His birthday was coming up. We was going to do something exciting. Who brought up the alternative of going to Mexico? I guarantee he did. So the whole point was to get her down there, probably drug her, do the things necessary to her. That's why she was naked, sexually. Then humiliated her on video. And then when they get back home, that video could be used against her. But say she got drunk, she didn't know what she was doing. Look at her. She was just sloppy. And y'all talking about she's all professional and she's all this. Look at her. And that was the humiliation that they wanted. But something didn't pan out. Something didn't go right. Why? Because they was too brutal. And they probably used too much poison. Okay? So at this point in time, you have a female who is substance, I believe, poisoned, can't fight, being videotaped naked. And the naked part came from probably with the boy toy, her and the boy toy having an intimate moment, which was interrupted because the father is right. This was all planned. But it was planned by the ex-boy toy. And that's my opinion.